Okay. We are here at Team Oyama in Irvine, California. I'm interviewing my friend and teammate Marlon Chito Vera. Besides being a UFC fighter, you are also a commentator for UFC Spanish, correct?
Yeah, I do the Spanish broadcast for Latin America and in the US in Fox Sports Español.
Yeah. So do you do it live or is it after the fight?
No, it's live.
It's live. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
So you cannot fuck that up over there. You gotta do it right.
So you can't say fuck.
No, I gotta be a better human being while I'm in there during the fights.
That's all right. You can cuss on my YouTube channel. It's all right. So you are a UFC fighter. You're a commentator. You're a BJJ black belt, correct?
True.
All right. And you are my second favorite Ecuadorian.
Why?
My first favorite is Carlita.
Carla is American. Her mom is from Ecuador, so I'm the number one. Carla could be your first American Ecuadorian.
American Ecuador. All right. You're my favorite Ecuadorian then. So if you don't know, Chito is only 24 years old. He's actually on a 3-fight win streak. His total record, this is correct, right? I'm looking at Wikipedia. It's 10-3-1.
Yes.
All right. So, which is pretty impressive at only 24 years old. You got into the UFC in 2014, correct?
Yeah.
So I was Googling you, and before you made your debut with Ultimate Fighter, you were 6-1.
Yes.
And that was all in Ecuador?
No, I fought in Panama, Peru, and Mexico.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
All over the place.
Okay, and you were on the show. I know you won your first fight on the show, and then, you know, something happened with, I don't know, what was it?
I get sick. I get herpes in my whole body. I was like full of like scratches. That's how you say it? Like when you fall down and you got like a
Scratches.
yeah, full of scratches. My whole entire face, my neck, my back. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, so it forced you out of the show, right?
Yeah, the doctor say if I even try to make a wake up, I could die. So we just back up and do medicine.
Yeah, well, you didn't do so bad after all. You actually made your debut at 180, correct?
Yeah, the UFC 180.
And I was looking at your record, so it looks like until this past year, you were going back and forth. You would win one, lose one, win one, lose one. But now you're on this 3-fight win streak, and I mean, that's awesome. You've worked hard. What would you attribute to the change? Did you change camps? Did you do anything different?
My change to train here in the US, Tinoyama. Since I get here, I started winning fights, and not just win and lose, just like have a win streak and get all my things together and just get into the next level. Since I'm here, when I was in Ecuador, I was just like working hard, but there wasn't enough.
Yeah, yeah. So you attribute your win streak to Team Oyama?
Oh, of course,
Yeah.
100%.
Awesome, awesome. So, I mean, I know, but tell the people watching. So you're at Team Oyama. Do you go anywhere else for jiu-jitsu or anything like that?
Oh, we have 10 Planet here in the gym, so that's our jiu-jitsu program. And then the wrestling program is running by Triple P Alex Perez. I cannot say what the piece means. You gotta ask him.
Yeah, inside joke for Alex Perez. So, all right. So we know you fight here. You're on this 3-fight win streak, and your next fight is in about 9 days, 10 days.
Yeah, next Saturday in Brazil, the 28th. I'm hungry and skinny now.
You're fighting John Lineker, and I mean, obviously, I'm going to ask you the normal questions like, what do you think his strengths and weaknesses are?
Well, I feel he's a great fighter. Obviously, have a big record. He been doing great things in the UFC, but I also think he's a one-dimensional fighter. He only bring like heavy punches and a lot of pressure. That also he's really good at it. But I feel I got more weapons, and I feel I'm on my moment to perform and win this fight, and I'm just ready to go.
Awesome. So you just feel like you're a more well-rounded fighter in general?
Of course.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I mean, it's kind of silly, and when people ask me this question, I never answer because I don't want to sound cocky. But if you had to predict how the fight ends, how would you predict?
I predict myself winning the fight.
That's it?
Yeah. Winning the fight.
All right. Well, I mean, you don't sound like you're a trash talker or a shit talker, but has he been doing any of that?
I don't think so. And I don't know. I don't care. I do my trash talk inside the cage.
Yeah, that's true. I don't trash talk either. But if
I
you,
take the trash in my house.
I'm surprised actually you don't trash talk because you're such a kind of a goofy, fun-loving guy. I would think that maybe you would like to do it a little bit.
I don't have the chance to do it yet because my opponents are being kind of respectful till now, but I'm pretty good at it. I feel I'm pretty good.
Yeah. So if someone starts to talk crap, you're gonna talk it back.
Oh, I will make him cry. Inside and outside out octagon.
So you've never been in one of those Twitter wars that you see all the time?
Not yet, if I'm not wrong. No, I don't think so.
All right.
I feel I look like a respectful guy, so that way everybody respect me. I'm super respectful.
Sure you are, Chito. So I know that your fight IQ and your knowledge of fighting is really large. I've talked to Chito about different fighters and past fight cards, and you're almost kind of like the Rain Man of MMA, if I would call you. Do you know what that means?
No, but I understand what it means because I watch a lot of UFC and I really know kind of everybody.
Yeah, it just means you're really, really smart when it comes to knowing the past fights and then also the way you talk about fighters. So you're on this card in Brazil, and there's a lot of big names fighting on this card. Do you find yourself getting a little excited just to be on the same card, or are you kind of over that?
It's cool to fight alongside some other big names, but I'm just kind of focused on my fight. And this is not like anyways this is not like a big show because it's a fight night, but at the end of the day I think just because it's in Brazil and a couple veterans from Brazil are fighting in that card, it will make it a big night. But the big shows are like in Vegas or Madison Square Garden, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's a stacked card. I was looking at the lineup, and I'm pretty excited. Besides to watch you, there's a couple other fighters I want to watch. Do you ever worry about the whole? I mean, I know you just told us you fought all over the world, but do you ever worry about fighting in a country that might be a little biased?
I don't think so. My last 3 fights were in somebody's hometown, so I don't worry about that anymore. It's like fighting New York against somebody from New York, fighting England against Pickett. It's kind of like, no, Lineker in Brazil, so I'm used to this already, and the fans can think whatever they want.
Well, I mean, I think it's different because you finished the fight, so it doesn't really matter. It's not like you're leaving it to the judges.
True. That's happening probably this fight too.
Well, kind of a random question, but as someone who has been a fight fan for a long time, who is your favorite fighter?
GSP. Forever.
So you're just excited as like a little kid for his return?
Yeah, I'm excited. Also, when he left, I can also feel that he left because he was kind of like getting almost beat. So I feel he kind of like run from the sport for a little bit, but I hope he come back is stronger, because if the fight don't go the way he wants, probably he won't stay, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked about this with to other fighters, past fighters. I think me and Ron McCullough and some other fighter, Czech Congo, we're talking about how a lot of fighters, you love it so much, you never get out at the right time. You just fight and fight until it's kind of you should have stopped fighting a while ago. Yeah, so maybe he's done fighting, maybe he's not. But what's your prediction?
Well, he's fighting another kind of old guy, another veteran, so it's kind of even fight. But still, the size advantage is pretty big for Bisping. I think if GSP is still having his timing on his takedown, I think he will grind him out and keep him on the ground the whole fight, or at least put him on the ground when he wants. But if Bisping can defend the takedown, it probably can hurt him in the stand-up.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm a GSP fan too as well, also because he's hot. But so one of my last questions is, with this new commentating job, is that something that you want to do after fighting?
Well, I kind of like know about the sport that I always wanna do it too during I'm fighting, but of course after I'm fighting, it's one of the things I would like to do. Yeah.
All right. Well, I like to give all the fighters a little chance to, or anyone I interview, just talk about your sponsors, say thank you to anybody.
I just want to say thank you to the people who support me, to my team, and to my interviewer. You
recently signed a deal with Pepsi. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'm drinking a lot of. No, I'm working with Pepsi. It's something pretty big for me. In Ecuador, there's a lot of pictures of myself, and I kind of look pretty in those big pictures. Like everybody's excited and everybody's looking at me because like it's really all over the place over there. So it's something that make me grow up a lot and help me in the game to step up more.
Yeah, I think it's amazing, and it's not just a big deal in Ecuador; it's a big deal everywhere. If anybody, any MMA fighter, was working with Pepsi, a major corporation like that, it's a huge deal. So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. Okay, and then lastly, where do my followers find you on social media?
Chito Vera UFC in Instagram and Twitter and in Facebook. I'm like Chito Vera. Follow me and find your new UFC fighter, your favorite new UFC fighter.
Awesome. That's all the questions I have for you. Oh, sorry. Last one. This one is going to be awesome. I swear, last one.
Okay.
If you could give advice to young Chito, as 24-year-old Chito, what would you tell young Chito just starting out?
Get out of Ecuador. Like, everybody was telling me, you gotta go train somewhere. I was like, no, I'm good. Then I started losing fights, and I'm still thinking I was good. So, just get out of there. Like years ago.
Yeah. Well, you made the right choice, and everything's working out for you now. So maybe everything was supposed to happen at the right time.
I believe everything happened by a reason.
So good luck in 10 days against John Lineker, and yeah, I'll see you tomorrow morning at the mat on the mat.
Wow, that's so bad.
Okay, bye.
Bye.